products. I think they
Okay,
have
okay,
products.
good. All right, you say Chick-fil-A, you say Coke, you say
Wait, the
say again?
product or the
Zoom,
market?
okay.
The product or the market?
Apple, product. How many of you think you know a product or service that's just better?
Microsoft.
Okay,
Computers.
all right.
Yeah, you go.
Yetis, okay. All right, now, one differential, let's think about this. One differential advantage you have is the product or service is just better. It's made better, it's produced better, it's got better quality.
Mm-hmm.
You said, Frank, that better food starts with what?
Fresh and better ingredients.
Better ingredients. How many of y'all believe that? Okay?
Yeah.
Better food is because you got better ingredients. It's better. So one place you win in the marketplace, we're just better than everybody else. We're better than everybody else. In the athletic world, this is real simple. We have better players than you do. We recruit better than you do. We're just better. Okay? Now, when I leased my vehicles through the business, and when I leased that Range Rover out there, this Range Rover dude was so good. he was like I would put him up there as one of the top experts in the world and how he explained this Range Rover. He's like, these vehicles are manufactured to be the best in the world, coach, and let me tell you why. Boom, 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 boom. He said, can we go outside and give you one for a second? And I said, sure, let's go. At the Range Rover place, they have a little mountain over there of rocks. I thought it was for display. I thought it was just for looks. He says, tell you what, coach, if you don't mind, I'm going to climb up on this thing. He said, I want you to notice something. I'm in regular drive. I have not altered the vehicle at all. And we get in this vehicle, and it starts taking this Range Rover up this rock. We're climbing up just like this. Then he turns it, and we're literally like this right here on the side of that rock. And it's just sitting there. The Range Rover's sitting there, and you feel like you're going to flip over. Like, right, Natalie's in the back. She's like this. I'm like this. The dude just sat there talking to us. He said, Coach, I want you to see, I haven't even turned on any of the features of the Range Rover. This is a normal drive. And he's just sitting there telling me, this vehicle is manufactured to do this. Like, it's amazing what this vehicle can do, Coach. And I'm like, dang, this is crazy. Ford's never done that. Chevrolet's never done that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the experience of him selling me this Range Rover is so much better than any other experience I've ever had. Okay? Now here's the funny thing. You look at Car and Driver, and you look at how well Range Rovers hold up in Car and Driver magazine. They do not hold up well as far as, they do not get good rankings for being one of the best made vehicles. Right?
True.
But that night, he convinced me they were the best. So we didn't get one, we got two. White one and a black one. That's Carpathian gray. I never even wanted a gray vehicle in my life. Never even looked for a gray vehicle. Everybody with me? He sold me that car. Now, here's my point. I walked out of there that night and I told my wife, I said, dang, that dude was good. He knew how it was made, how it was manufactured, every feature on it.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly what made it better than a Chevrolet, than a Ford. And even if he didn't, he convinced me it was. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you where he did a terrible job. He has never called me one time since I had that Range Rover.
Ooh.
You would have told him a whole bunch of other people.
Not one time.
Referrals.
Not one time. He could have gotten 5.7 referrals out of me. Because as soon as I brought that back, all my buddies like, I want to see it. Let me see it. Right? Like, let me ride it. Let me drive it. Okay? Because we're in an area of the country that there ain't a lot of Range Rovers, in case you hadn't noticed. You with me? So I could have sold 5 more vehicles for me if he'd just hung in there with me. Is the car better? Don't know. Don't really matter. Does it?
How long ago was that?
A year, maybe a year ago. 6 months to a year. So you win by your product or service is better. Number 2, you win by the way you deliver the product or service. Okay, now let's go back to your Chick-fil-A thing. It may not be that the chicken's any better at Chick-fil-A, it's the way they deliver the chicken. Okay, people eat at Chick-fil-A and they actually think, hey, let me let you know a secret. It still ain't healthy just because it comes from Chick-fil-A.
Right.
It's still fried chicken.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I know the Lord's blessed it. And I get that you think, because I'll catch myself going, I was, hey, let's go to Chick-fil-A. It's healthy. It ain't healthy. Okay? Now, here's my point. But the way they deliver that chicken, right or wrong, they're so much better than everybody else. Now tell me this. Drive-through, they've got iPads out there. Why can't Wendy's buy an iPad? You see
That is
what I'm
true.
saying?
They didn't have that many customers.
That's right. But if they did, why can't Wendy's just say Chick-fil-A's doing it? Why can't we do it? It ain't that the food is better, although the food is consistent. It is that the delivery of the product is better. And some of you don't understand how important the delivery of your product is. The third thing that makes you different, okay, is what I call triple value.
You said triple?
Triple. 3 times the value. Now here's what I'm going to show you. Let's say Logan sells me a house. And he delivers the product or service, right? And he's good. And he has great delivery and he's good. But then let's say he does some more things for me. He delivers the product or service. Let's say he then gives me his emotional support. Which means he actually cares about me as a person. He checks on me, he follows up with me, he asks me how I'm doing, he cares about my life, he knows I have a new baby, he's involved, understand what I'm saying? Right? Now he's starting to win because he cares about me as a person. I like Logan. Logan's caring about me. He's digging in with me. Then he says, you know what? Matter of fact, where do you live, Logan? In Alabama? He starts saying, Coach Burt, I want to introduce you to my network of people. And Logan helps me go out there and get 35 new monster producers. Now, he gave me the product, and that was good, but anybody can do that. Any real estate agent can do that, right or wrong?
Right.
He gave me good service. He delivered the product, and he did great, but any real estate agent can do that, right or wrong? But then he gets down here, and he cares about me as a person, and he helps me grow my business, which helps me afford the house, plus more houses. Now, he's my guy. Now, Tommy Davidson that you saw today is my real estate agent. Do you know how many deals I've sent him in my lifetime since he's been my agent? Do you know how many people I've sent him? Why? He cares about me as a person, and he goes out and he fights like crazy to put people in my coaching program. Everybody understand? When people ask him how he jumped from number 43 to number 4, he says, because I hired Coach Burt. And if you don't hire him as your coach, something is bad wrong with you. That is right or wrong. He fights for me like you can't imagine. Now let me ask you a question. He calls me every day and checks on me. He has a standing up invitation for me to go to breakfast on Saturday mornings with him. He fights for me like crazy. Now, do you think that I would ever even think about going to another real estate agent after that?
No.
No.
So what he's done is he's insulated it because he's done all these things for me. See, this is what differentiates him. It's not the real estate transaction, because I can do the real estate transaction anywhere. It is this is where your true differential advantage is. He helps me grow. And my love language is that. If you want to help me, you help me bring more people to the cause, to the mission. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what separates him from every other real estate agent who's tried to get a buck off me in my life. Everybody follow that?
Mm-hmm.
This ain't hard. Care about the people you service. Follow up with them. I would have got to do 7 more Range Rover sales if he would have just called me. If he would just say, how's it going, coach? How can I help you? Everybody with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is how you differentiate yourself in a lot of ways. But your true differential advantage comes from one place, your past. There's something about your past that is unique. It's totally unique to you. Cannot be replicated. 7 billion people on the planet, no two people have the same past. Right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how you reach into that past and pull it out and package it and sell it, that is what makes you a zebra in the world. Okay? So if you want to really figure out, many people never do this exercise, but the exercise is, what is it about my past that makes me unique? Well, I was a pastor for 12 years. I learned, and when I was a pastor, I really learned how to be empathic toward people. I learned compassion. I learned to communicate effectively. I learned to love people through the worst moments of their life. I developed a very unshakable faith. Whatever. Because of that, I use that in my real estate career. Everybody see that? Makes me different than everybody else. Okay? You need to learn how to use your past to build your bigger future. I'm actually paying you for your past. Your past helps me build my future. So a lot of coaches tell you, don't live in the past. Don't live in the past. Don't go back there to the past. Here's what I'll tell you. All the good stuff is in the past. What do I mean by that? All the good stuff you need to use.
What if you're young? You have a past.
Still got a past. Now here's the deal. When you sit down and you say, what in my life has